Hello, my friends. Sean here with Manleymademinute, and welcome to Kendra's Card Challenge number 20, November Mystery Card Kit Hop. And I have the best cards. So good, so good, so good. So we're going to just get right into it. I have 3 cards that I want to make for you today. Be sure to hop along through the hop. I think there's three of us today that are going to do the mystery card kits for November. We each have a different pack and some great product. Great product. If you're not familiar, really quick, you get a mystery card kit every month if you are a VIP Patreon member on Kendra's Patreon site. That helps support what she does. She has amazing prizes every quarter. We have amazing sponsors and amazing super sponsors every quarter that give product, feature product, and give to this really cool challenge. So let's just go to my down table. Before I do that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube as well as Instagram under Manleymademinute. I've got Kendra's Card Challenge stuff, design team stuff, card hops, you name it. And as you hop along, do the same and give some love and subscribe to my fellow design team members as well. And we would definitely appreciate a thumbs up on our videos so that you know you're liking the content. We know that you're liking Kendra's Card Challenge and our sketches and our product. We would greatly appreciate it. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to show you the product, and then we're going to make 3 cards for you today. All right? Okay. So here are the product that I got in my mystery card kit. So I've got card panels, a light blue, a really light green, a dark blue, light blue, dark blue, brown, and a dark forest green. Then I got a picket fence stamp set, and this one is a scene building, says Winter Wonderland trees. I use them all on one card. Little sentiments, a winter wonderland, a happy winter hello, season's greetings, my friend. This is from Picket Fence Studios. The scene building, Winter Wonderland trees. So cute. Then I got some rub-on transfers from Hero Arts. And if you've never done rub-on transfers, these are so fun. I've used them in 2 different ways on my cards, and I'll show you what I did. These are so pretty too, and really fun. It's like going back to old school. You cut these up, put them where you want to put them, use the popsicle stick and rub that on, and it transfers it from the top sheet down to your paper. Super fun. Then I got some really nice paper, just very Winter Wonderland kind of theme. And so pretty. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to throw up the card sketches here for you really quick. If you're not familiar, these are your card sketches for the month, for the quarter. 15 sketches. You got to do all 15 cards, take one big picture of it, and then submit it onto the links party page. All of this, there's an intro video link in the description below. All tells you how to do this. These are great for beginners to just do some card sketches, use up that pattern paper, get used to using pattern paper, and so much fun. All right, we're going to start with sketch number 5. I've done a lot of prep work, so all we're going to do here is just assemble for you. But you can follow along right up in the corner here, and I'll just explain all of my elements to you. So that gray element on the very, very back, gray and white are artist choice. You get to pick what you want to do for gray and white spots, and there's black usually too. So for my gray, I just did the one of the blue panels that came pre-cut, 5.5 by 4.25 in my mystery card kit. Then the white panel on top of that, I cut it to size of the spec on the sheet there. I've ran it through an embossing folder that I have in my stash with snowflakes, and I just splattered it with blue shimmer watercolor and gold watercolor. So we're just going to apply this right on top. Just like so. Oh, I centered that really nice right on the spot. Then we've got our pattern papers there, and so I use the light blue, and then I cut those chunks to size, And the light blue I'm using for that gray matte area behind there. Okay. And I use 2 different pattern papers because you've got to, you know, if you follow the sketches after you've cut up your pattern paper, it tells you which ones you're using on these sketches. That's going to go in the corners here. So we're just going to lay those out. And I'm not going to use dimensionals on this one, or on these pieces. I'm going to throw that middle one up on dimensionals and have that pop up. Again, free reign on dimensionals, free reign on that white piece in the middle of what you can do. And that's the fun part. When she does these layouts, you've got free reign as long as we can tell what that sketch is, right? Okay, now I took the white piece, I put the transfer on there and the rub-on transfer, then I ran it through the embossing folder, and I'll show you that transfer on the next card here. And then I used another piece of pattern paper from that mystery card kit for that layer behind, that gray layer. And we're just going to pop this up on dimensionals. Be sure to check out her Patreon site and all the intro videos and everything linked down below to give you an idea of how to do all these. We've got tons of sketch videos from our design team. We have intro videos of each sketch. So if you go back to the beginning of the month, there's always an intro hop with each of us doing a sketch. And these are just great. This is just such a fun challenge to do as a new card maker when you're just trying to get started and figure out how to make cards. This gives you so much ideas. You could remake these over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and nobody would know any different, right? Okay, now I got some ephemera with this, and I'm going to throw some of this ephemera, if I can grab it, up on my card. And I just think I want to use this little guy. He's a sticker, but I'm going to throw a little bit of glue on there because I'm putting this on that embossed page. Like so. And then let's just use this banner, baby. Is it baby? Yeah, baby, it's cold outside. All right. This is sketch number 5. We've got our background elements. We've got our pattern paper from our sketches that we had to cut out. Then I've got that top layer of artist choice to matchy-matchy. And then my ephemera on top. You don't have to do ephemera. You could put something in the middle. Could put that whole sentiment in the middle. You could just stamp on that white piece and call it a day. Sketch number 5. Okay, let's head on down to sketch number 10. This one is so fun. Okay, and easy, easy, easy. Okay, the gray layer. I used, again, one of those sheets that came in my mystery kit. I'm using the forest green pre-cut 5.5 by 4 1/4. Then that white layer, I took and I used my Distress inks. I took a chunk of the packing paper that my mystery kit came in, and I used 3 different inks. I put them on my glass mat, wet them down, Distress oxides, dab, 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 with 3 different greens. A yellow green, a Christmas green, and like a dark forest green to get my background. Then I took that stamp set and I just laid across my Christmas trees and I embossed them in gold. Then I took my Distress watercolored pencils and colored those in with 2 different shades of green. So we're going to lay out our squares here first, and I'm going to do the squares covering the edge of my paper. So I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, oh, here we go. Getting the matchy-matchy going. All right, I want to do one. I want to start with this one, my Christmas tree one on the edge here. and you're just going wonky. You can kind of follow, you know, how they're laid out there, if you want, or just lay them straight across. However you want to do it. If you want to try to follow those same angles. This one actually goes underneath, I guess, doesn't it? So we've got that underneath. I'm going to keep that edge up so I can go underneath. And then this one's going to go like so. And then keep that edge up so I can go underneath. And then I'm just going to repeat my paper. This one is almost kind of straight across, like so. And then this one kind of angles up. Like so. And then this one is just almost up like a diamond. Like so. Cut that extra off. And then I took the liberty, this would be great just leaving it as is. You can add a sentiment. I took a sentiment from that set, and they're really small, so it's hard to see on camera. Season's greetings, my friends. Okay? And I am actually just going to lay this over. I think I'm just going to go right across off the edge. And we're just going to flag this end. So again, I took the liberty to add a little sentiment from that die set. Not die set, stamp set. And I'm just going to lay it right across, oops, my head, right across like so. No dimensionals on this one. I know, shocker. If you've watched my videos, I like dimensionals. All right. And then mat that layer. This would have looked good just distressing the edges of this one too with like a distress tool. That would have been fun. Options, right? Options. So that white layer is your liberty. So that would look cool just dressing out that edge. What a pretty color combo, right? So there is sketch number 10. Okay, I added that little sentiment. Freedom here. I wanted the trees like popping up behind those squares. All right. Let's head to sketch number 15. And this one is so pretty. Okay, so sketch number 15, that gray layer, I just used a full 5 1/4 by 4 1/2 dark blue that came in my kit. That white layer is your liberty. So what I did is I took that size and cut it to size. I took a chunk of the rub-ons and covered the whole panel like this, rubbed it on, and then I got my snowflakes. Then I took just some distress spray, sprayed a distress spritzed it, and then I inked it with some distress ink around the edges. Okay? And I'll show you how these work on my little round piece coming up here. And then this one, we are just going to mat down. Like so. And then our layers. So I have my layers all pre-cut. And let's start with getting them all laid out here. So the biggest one, starting to the left, I used that light green. Picked my, cut my patterns out. I actually cut specific papers to this one. I didn't do 6 and then cut them and choose them. So you can just, if you don't have to pick and cut them all up and then mix and match them, you can just do one card at a time and make them to spec. As long as we can see what that design is or what that sketch is with your final card. And then this last one, Okay, now we're gonna lay these out. This first one just goes, layer them and overlap. You can use dimensionals if you want. I'm watching orientation on some of these because I don't want these sweaters and things on this one upside down. Like so. Some of these layouts, I love this layout, by the way, and so I feel these are good repeats for other cards as well. All right, rub on. Here's how your rub on works. I'm just going to cut a piece out. Okay. There's a popsicle stick that comes in the package, and let's grab that. Super easy. You just lay this right over and rub. Oops, you gotta take the back off. Take that backing off. Backing off, and then rub. And because I cut it, I'm just gonna go off edge here a little bit, and then rub. And you'll feel it stick, and then you'll feel that paper start to lift, and then you've got all that transfer on there as that starts to lift up. Crazy easy and super fun, and what an easy way to design out cards with these transfers, right? And then peel, and you have that. Now I'm just going to add a little bit to that piece right there and overlay that a little bit. Perfect. And then I use some of that blue, a scrap piece of that blue that came in my mystery kit. So I'm getting 3 cards, and I could actually make many, many more out of this kit. What a value. And then we'll add, I got some ephemera I wanted to add on to this. And then we've got our 3 little dots there on the edge. And I had some sequins that came with, this Wonderland, I think it was, sequins that came with mine. Okay. All my writing, I'm going to cover that little mistake up, like so. And then I had this burr that I thought would be fun to wrap around. My circle. With like a little sweater and a snowflake. That, and these are little stickers. I'm just adding a little glue because I just don't know how well these would stick and stay over time. I wonder if I can add that underneath, or actually I'm going to go underneath that sweater actually a little bit before that dries. Throw that like right in there. How fun! How fun, fun, fun. All right, my 3 little dots, I'm going to use 3 pieces of this sequence. And that is our cards, you guys. Easy, easy, easy cards and great mystery kit. What a great kit. I love the color of everything in this kit. Sketch number 15. How fun is this one? I love this color combo a lot. All right, 15, 10, and 5. There you go. There are your 3 cards. I'm going to show you from the front because this usually will adjust really nice on these cards. So you can kind of see these from the front side. All right, there you have it. Thank you all so much. Go down to the playlist down below, hop over to my teammates and see their mystery kits. They've got some great product to feature for you. There is a video that gives you an intro to Kendra's card challenge, so you can do all 15 cards once per quarter, every month of the quarter. We're into 2nd month, and get entered in for amazing prizes as well. Thank you all so much for hanging with me. And until next time, I'll see you then.